Hey, so people seem to like my last video. In my last video, I turned Vocaloids into Sonic characters, and in that video, I turned the Kryptonloids, and those include Miku, Rin, Len, Meiko, Luca, Kaito, and a lot of people were interested to see if I would do any other characters, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I grew up with Vocaloid from sort of around 2008-ish, I'm gonna say, until today, and I grew up with all those sort of MMD videos, the sort of silly memes and stuff, and these characters in this video were included with the Kryptonloids, and they feel like a group that I recognize and I know, and that's why I've drawn them. The first one I'm drawing today is the most suggested and most requested, Kasane Tetto. Tetto was initially made as a April Fool's joke. She's not a Vocaloid. A lot of people get mistaken because she is very adjacent to the Vocaloids. She's a vocal synth, but she is often included in a lot of Vocaloid sort of media merchandise videos, stuff like that. So it's easy to, get confused. But she is originally a utau, which is a free program that sort of replicates Vocaloid. I've never used a Vocaloid program or utau, so I'm not 100% on how everything works, but what I do know is that it's kind of like a free alternative to official Vocaloid software, and that is how she became very popular. And there's a lot of different utau characters, and you can make your own very easily. There's like a massive wiki of different utau that you can like sieve through, but she's probably the most famous of all of them. More recently, she got her own official voice bank with a separate company, SynthV. So in a way, she has kind of become a Vocaloid, quote unquote, but she isn't made with the Vocaloid system. Apologies if I got any of that wrong. I'm not an expert, but that's what I know through just general like research and growing up with the characters and stuff. But yeah, so for her Sonic character, the animal is really interesting because she is, in fanon lore, she is a chimera. And a chimera is sort of an amalgamation of different animals. Originally, it's like an ancient Greek myth. And I thought that with her Sonic form, I could make her more closer to the original concept of a chimera. In her chimera form that people have interpreted, they usually just give her bat wings, and maybe a tail, and usually the tail is her little belt loop that gets unclipped and it becomes a tail. What I wanted to do was replicate the quote-unquote the original design from the concept of a chimera. The chimera is a combination of animals, and those animals are a lion, a goat, and I think a snake, or some sort of serpent, or sometimes it's included as a dragon. So sometimes people draw or interpret the chimera as having bat or dragon wings. So for this, I wanted to do that, and I had redrawn this design 3 times. This is my third and final design because I could not get her horns right. I wanted to translate her iconic twin drills into ram horns, and I think I did quite well with this. So she is a lion base-wise, but with a snake tail, bat wings, and ram horns. But altogether, she is a chimera. So it's a bit of a contrived, over-the-top explanation for that. But yeah, that's what I decided to go with. I wanted to make it so her hair translated into the ram horns. I hope, I did her justice. I love this girl. Yeah, that's my Tetto design. Yeah. Next we have a another member of the triple backer group, Akita Neru. I love Akita Neru. She is one of my favorite Vocaloid quote-unquote characters. She is a fanloid, so she is not a Vocaloid, she's not an utau. She is a character that fans have made that is often included in old Vocaloid lore and videos and things like that. Akita Neru does not have a official voice bank. Fans either tune her to have a tuned up Miku or a tuned down Rin. I prefer the deeper Rin voice because I feel like it suits her character a lot more. She's sort of a tsundere, sort of grumpy sort of foil to Miku. She was originally made as a troll character, I believe, and she was sort of insinuated to be like one of the reasons why Miku was getting lots of troll comments when she was first released and people were like making songs with her, I think. So that's why she has her phone with her all the time and she's constantly trolling people. But yeah, so I decided to make her a Akita dog, hence her name. Her name's Akita Neru, and I believe Akita is a area in Japan, and it has a very distinct dialect or accent, I think. And I think that's why they named her that, because she speaks in that way. I don't know enough about Japan's differences in accents and language, but that's what I have read. In this design, again, with the hair, I decided to keep her hair shorter than it is canonically, because she has that really long ponytail. Her design is very strongly replicated Miku's design, but I kept a shorter ponytail because I felt like in this Sonic design, it worked better visually to have it shorter. And also she has a module in one of the Project Diva games with a shorter ponytail that looks very cute. So I thought, it's still kind of canon. Don't get me wrong, I love her long ponytail, but it just felt like it made more sense for it to be shorter if she's a dog, kind of like Whisper. But yeah, so I wanted to give her a curlier tail, but for some reason, I think just the way I posed it and I couldn't quite show how curly I could make the tail, but I still wanted to show the tail, so I just made it kind of swoopy. But yeah, she is an Akita dog and they have those cute curly tails. But yeah, so this is my design for Akita Neru. I want to see more Akita Neru now, because Tetto is very popular and people call her the yellow one. So I think it's really funny, but she was in a lot of videos with Tetto and Miku, very famously triple backer, which I recommend you go watch if you haven't seen or listened to that song, because that's very nostalgic for me. But yes, so she is an icon and a legend, and this is her Sonic version that I made. Next we have Yowane Haku. I decided with this character, I wanted her to have her long hair, but I was trying to think of which Sonic characters have long pieces of hair or things that are adjacent to hair, and I thought about Wave the Swallow from the Babylon Rogues. And I noticed that a lot of the bird characters have these long feather parts, which makes sense to their design and stuff. So I thought I'll make her a bird, and I thought I'd make her a crane. You can't really tell in this side, she just kind of looks like a grey bird, but that's what she is. I decided to make her a crane. And another reason why I decided to make her a bird is, as I was looking through her wiki page, it was explained that her name also can translate to white feather, and I thought that was very cute, and I thought I want to, include that in some way, so I've made her a bird, hence feathers. But yeah, she's also a fanloid, like Neru. Haku was made, I think, probably not necessarily alongside Neru, but around the very similar time. And so when you look up like or see art of Neru, Haku is usually there with her. They usually come in like a duo. They're some of the only fanloids that have been included in official Vocaloid games and merchandise, etc. So she's quite an important character. Her whole thing is that she's very depressed, I think, and she's an alcoholic. So I didn't really want to include that too much in this drawing because I want to keep it, relatively family friendly. But she is sort of a very shy, very kind of miserable character. But I think she's very cute, and I think her whole thing is that she's based off if a Miku isn't tuned properly or something. I can't 100% remember. But I think that's really kind of sweet that she's based off that. Her voice, usually I've seen people use Miku's toned down, and maybe I think some people use Luca a little bit, or Mako. I could be wrong, but I've mainly seen Miku, a deeper Miku voice for her. But I've also seen deeper Miku voices for other fanloid characters like Zatsune Miku, but that's not here nor now. But yeah, so this is my design for her. I think she's very cute. I really like Haku. I wish I could talk more about her, but there isn't actually too much lore to her. She does have a very beautiful module in the Project Diva games, which I haven't drawn, but I wanted to share it because I think it's very pretty. But yeah, so that's her, and that's my design for her. Next we have Megpoid Gumi. Gumi is probably one of the, or was one of the most popular Vocaloids other than the Kryptonloids. She was often included in a lot of Vocaloid songs with the Kryptonloids, and she's very iconic in contrast with them because she's very green. She is not made by Krypton Future Media, so she isn't included in any of the sort of official games or concerts or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But obviously the fans and other producers have included her in music, and she's still very beloved. I love her design so much. She looks so Sonic-y. It's just like the goggles and like the gloves and everything. Like she like screams like Sega Sonic energy. I decided to make her a cat because she did the It's a Wonderful Cat Life song with Kagamine Len, and that's a very nostalgic song, and I really thought it was cute, so I wanted to make her into a cat because it felt right. She was probably one of the easiest characters to design because her hair and everything already sort of like mimics like cat fur, like kind of like Blaze has those big like cheeks. So yeah, she's not much else to say about her other than like she's amazing and iconic, and her design is great, and I just wanted to translate that the best I could. But yeah, so this is Cat Gumi. I think she's very cute. I remember I showed some of these designs to my friends, and one of them was like, why isn't she a gummy bear? Like a Gumi bear, which is very funny. Haha. But yeah, I'm glad I chose a cat because I feel like it suits her more. But yeah, so that's Gumi. Last we have Kamui Gakupo, or Gakupoid. He is a Vocaloid that is often associated with Gumi because they are from the same company, I believe. He sort of was in a lot of like videos and music and things included with Gumi and the Kryptonloids, so he is also a very popular, or was a very popular Vocaloid character. I have chosen his animal based on his hair and his outfit. He is a samurai, and I thought, what do I associate with samurai animal-wise? And I thought horses, and also he has like lovely long hair, and a ponytail, pony, horse. It makes sense for him to have long hair. Ah, yes. I'm giving myself restraints for no reason, but here we go. I decided to make him a horse, and I really like how it came out. Oh my goodness, he has the most complicated outfit ever. I thought that Miku's racing outfit was complicated. This is even more so. So I had to really sit there and try and work out how to translate this outfit into the size of a Sonic character. But yeah, I think I did pretty well. In Sonic lore, there isn't any canonical horse characters, which actually surprised me. Because I thought, for some reason, I just kept thinking there must be like a background character or like a side character in the comics or something that's a horse. But no, there isn't. There is old Archie characters that are horses, but they look terrifying and they don't look anything like a Sonic character. So I would not reference those. So I decided to just kind of go with what I thought a horse would look like in a Sonic universe. Yeah, I think I did okay. I just gave him sort of a longer snout and everything. But yeah, these are the designs that I did. This one's a little bit of a shorter video because I had already gone through my trial and error with doing the designs in the first place in the first video. So I managed to get these ones done a lot quicker because I knew what I was doing and knew who I wanted to draw and everything. But yeah, thank you so much for the support and the comments and everything on my last video. I really was not expecting it to do as well as it did. People seem to really like Vocaloid and seem to really like Sonic. Funny thing.